I needed a commitment. I needed to see what was happening in the society, in the world I am living in. And I remember how fabulous, how magical was the portrait I could discover when I was a kid, to be aware that to make a portrait is to talk about human story. Every day I meet people. I am able to listen to their story and to be aware of what are the different stories of our fellows and citizens, but at the same time to see how similar we are, the human condition is the same. Most of humanity lives deeply connected with the earth. So I decided to take the car and visit them. It takes time because it's not easy to arrive in a tiny village, to knock at the door of the priest or a monastery or the barn of farmers, but it is wonderful because after 3 days, 2-3 days, I'm able to be in the house of the people, to listen to their stories, and then we can have the idea to make portraits. Portraiture is a personal vision. It's not only the story of Maddalena or the story of Constantina. This is a reflection, this is a contemplation of their life, of their beauty, and to create another story about the human being so that the public is able to create its own story based on its own experience in life. In the industrial coal mining in north of Spain, we know that in 5 years they will disappear. In this room you have 3 coal miners. Of course you can see there is the echo of the work. As in the last series, I always wait for the end of the day. If they are coal miners or farmers, to have the echo, sometimes the dust, sometimes the grass. But I'm more interested in the character and the personality of each of them, on the physical aspect, of course. And for instance, here you have Armando. Armando, for me, is a guy very spiritual. He's skinny, he's silent, he observed, he's reserved. And I was very seduced by his personality. In this same room, you have Luis. Luis in an adventure. He's a guy like a Hollywood character. He's a guy sometimes rude, sometimes, but he's a guy who is challenging life, so different from Armando. And then in the same room you have Miroslav. Miroslav is not Spanish, as Luis or Armando are. He's a guy who came as is Polish. And there is in Poland a very old tradition of coal mining. He comes very brave to set the mines in a more risky position with worse wages, but is the responsibility, is the captain of the ship. I know if the ship sinks, Miroslav will be still there, and I was seduced by this man, so responsible in front life. So you see the same social condition and the same work, but three human characters completely different. So that's what's so beautiful in portraiture. There is always in our society, and as I live in Western countries, in France and in Spain, always new groups that are threatened for political and social reasons. And they are there in the street every day. That's how I met Christophe, this man from Central Europe. All those people who come because of the collapse of the communist group, or because they are gypsy or Roms. And now some governments, as Berlusconi's government in Italy and even in France, they started to enforce laws against them, and I don't think it's right. That's why I decided to try to meet some of them. Those people are present. I share stories with them. I know who they are. I choose inside the same groups, not for being a gypsy who interests me. Of course, the gypsies interest me, but I fall in love. I choose certain people that for me are more important, for their intelligence, for their sensibility, for their spirituality. I don't know. Sometimes they are more kind of dissidents inside their group, or their group is dissident in society. So I have a special crush on them. I was in the house of farmers in Portugal, and one morning I woke up and there was a big fire. I don't mind if it was fire to have more acres of land, if it was the hand of the man or accident. I had no alternative but to take my cameras. And that's how this series started. In this room you have mostly fires, but this series includes force of the nature, as the wind, some clouds and streams of the sea. Relatos means many things at the same time, and I like this ambiguity. Relatos means tales, it means stories, it means narration, and it means accounts. So sometimes it's what is life. So I decided to keep it in Spanish.